Kalamboan Dala Tanan, usa ka oras nga programa maghatod kaninyo sa mga katikaran may kalabutan sa kalambuan dili lamang sa komunidad apan sa kidatibukan. Kalamboan Dala Tanan.
Davao Mindanao, may kadlaw. Inyo lagad, saldichato diri sa Kalamboan Dala Tanan.
Pinisabang inyo higalas kahanginan, Rafi Bermejo, may adlaw.
Ang Kalamboan Dala Tanan nga matod sa mga importanteng impormasyon. Mga butang lungsod nun, nga ikaw, kitang tanan, adunay kalambigitan. Busa, karong adlaw, ato makauban. Ang ato kapitalanggang congressman sa pwersa ng bayaning atleta, Congressman Jericho Coco Nograles. Sir?
May adlaw Saldi, may adlaw Rafi, may
May
adlaw
adlaw.
sa atong mga televiewers and it's good to be back sa Kalamboan Dala Tanan.
Okay, Sal, sa mga kaigsunan, atong isgutan karon no, ato sa nga hinabion si Congressman Coco, Jericho Coco Nograles. No? Pag human niya na, Sal, sa ato dayong isunod o gisgot katong nahimong State of the Nation Address no, sa atong presidente nga sa Davao, si President Rudy Duterte. O isgutan po dahil nato unsa itong mga katikaran no, sa PBA party list din sa atong mga kabaranggayan sa Dakbayan sa Davao. O siyempre pa din nato kalimtan mga kaigsunan ang inyong mga pangutana gikan sa inyong tagsa-tagsa ka mga barangay. Back to you, Sals.
Congressman Coco Nograles, formal nang nagbukas ang ika-7th Congress sa Republika ng Pilipinas. So, ano po ba ang inyong damdamin ng mga sandaling yon, Congressman?
Siyempre, excited na dito first time na come together ang tibok ng Kongreso. In the morning, we had our opening session. We started at 10 a.m. and we proceeded to adopt the rules of the House of Representatives from the 16th Congress. Nag-modify ta ng gamay. And we also proceeded to elect our speaker. So, formal na si Pantaleon Bebot Alvarez is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the second speaker coming from Mindanao. And nag-elect punta ng ating majority leader, and we also elected a new Secretary General of the House of Representatives, si Attorney Cesar Pareja, and we also elected a new Sergeant at Arms of the House of Representatives. Aside from that, we already created our messages to the President and invited the Senate to come for the State of the Nation address. So, mauna yung formal opening, and pag-abot sa alas 4, that is when the President delivered his first State of the Nation address. And okay siya. The feel was very hopeful. Ang mga congressmen were very excited to hear what the President had to say. Last week, naghisgot ta kung unsay atong expectations and how if those expectations would come out. And I think for the most part, naglabas man din yung mga expectations natin.
Congressman Coco Nograles, pwede bang baybawan mo kung unsang membership ka diha sa House of Representatives? Unsang matang sa committee ba?
Ang atong committee membership wala pa na final. In fact, as of today, we have only elected Congresswoman Elenita Buhain to be the chairperson on the Committee on Accounts. Yung mga membership and vice chairmanship sa accounts is not even clear. And then we also elected former General Acop. Siya na ang chairman sa Peace and Order sa House of Representatives. In fact, I think nagsali na siya doon sa National Security Council meeting. But so far, yung mga committees, hindi pa siya 100% na nag-give. So far, yun pa lang. So, most of the congressmen nakastambay kung unsa man ang final na committee assignments nila, where will they be elected into the committees, and we are expecting na next week na natay clearer picture kung kinsa ang mag-head sa mga committees. So, I believe si Congressman Karlo will be called na on the floor to be elected as chair on the Committee on Appropriations.
Congressman Coco, nasaksihan o nakita sa tibok nasod no nga dunay tulo ka banggi itang tao gikan sa Mindanao nga naglingkod dito sa entablado sa Kongreso panahon sa SONA. Ang pangutanan sa katawhan kung unsa ba ka importante nga ilang makita nga dunay tulo ka banggi itang tao dito sa Kongreso no nga taga Mindanao sa kaimportante kani kanimo ug sa kanato nga taga Mindanao.
Well, that is
Congressman.
the very historic kaayo na image na, no. You have 3 Mindanaoans on the rostrum of the House of Representatives, and you have the president who is from Mindanao, first Mindanaoan president, and you have a Senate president from Mindanao, and you have a Speaker of the House from Mindanao. So you have 3 Mindanaoans representing the heads of the executive department and the heads of the legislative department, both the upper house and the lower house of Congress. So that's history. That's history. And as a Mindanaoan, we're very proud to have that. In fact, dito sa SONA, murag tanang mga Mindanaoan na dito sa Tubangan.
Tubangan.
Oo, so you have nakahilera yung mga senador. So they are on the first row. Unya mga Mindanaoan kay free seating man na, mga Mindanaoan naglinya na doon sa second row, sa third row. So we were among the ones in front talaga because we're very excited and very proud that we have a Mindanaoan Congress and a Mindanaoan executive. And I hope na as things would move further in the next 6 years, we will have very pro-Mindanaoan leadership and pro-Mindanaoan government projects and spearheading and initiatives.
Yeah. Okay. Nakabalita mi nga murag nagkaguliyang gamay, no? Kung kinsa ang mamahimong minority leader diya sa House. Doon na tabay kasayuran kalabot sa mga kontrobersiya.
Ang rules sa House of Representatives kasi, pag those who voted for the Speaker will be part of the majority. Those who did not vote for the Speaker na nanalo becomes part of the minority. And then the members of the majority will elect among themselves on who will be the majority leader. And then the members of the minority will elect among themselves who will be the minority leader. So it just so happens na there are 3 people who ran for Speaker. Bebot Alvarez won, and then the 2 other candidates lost. And the 2 candidates do not automatically become candidates for minority leader. So, it took the minority some time na magsabot or mag-elect sa ilaha kung kinsa ang mahimong minority leader. So, mao na siya ang gubot. But that rule in Congress is not the rule that was originally followed. In fact, there was an older rule in the 13th Congress. Karon 17th Congress naman karon, no? There's an older rule in the 13th Congress that the candidate for Speaker who loses but gets the highest votes, yung losing candidate with the highest votes, automatically becomes minority leader. And that is why Congressman Edsel Lagman, on the second day of session, nag-question siya, why are our rules like that? We should be following tradition. So ang gusto ni Congressman Lagman na i-change and go back to the tradition that was enshrined in the 13th Congress. But since the 14th, 15th, 16th, and now currently the 17th Congress, we've been following that rule. I believe that there are some members of Congress na magdala nito, or if not, gi-file na sa Supreme Court yung opposition nila with Congressman Danilo Suarez as the minority leader. He's now the minority leader. So he's been elected minority leader and he was recognized on the floor on Wednesday. So, meron ata magdala sa Supreme Court na i-question yan. Ako, ang expectation ko, the Supreme Court will accept the case, but I think the Supreme Court will judge na magsabi sila, Congress, as a separate co-equal branch of government, can make their own rules, and that is beyond the jurisdiction of the courts. Which is always the case naman when it comes to the rules of Congress. So, I think if they want to change the rules, all they have to do is debate it on the floor with all the members of Congress to have it passed. That's really the long and short.
So, mabalik gihapon
Oo.
siya from the Supreme Court, no? Possible.
Oo. Possible. Mao na ang expectation. I think the Supreme Court will just return it to Congress. But right now, ang importante is that naanay minority leader. So as far as the structure of Congress is concerned, we have a working Congress already. You have a speaker, you have a majority leader, you have a minority leader, you have members of the majority, you have members of the minority. So we have in fact as of Wednesday, we have already gone through 1,000 bills in first reading. So nung Tuesday, we read through 500 House bills, and then on Wednesday, another 500 House bills. So nasa House Bill number 1,000 na tayo na natapos na sa first reading. 'Di ba yung last week naghisgot man ta na yung mga House bill, libo na ang atong mga House bill that is filed in Congress pero wala pa na first reading. Karon officially na first reading na and has been directed to different committees in Congress. So what Congress has to do now is to make sure that the committee assignments will be full na so the committee work can already start and makaproceed na ta sa second reading sa atong mga bills. And I'm happy to report na out of those 1,000 bills, I think nakakasama na doon mga about 25 bills ni Congressman Karlo Nograles, and yung bills ko din nakasama na din doon sa first reading. So paspas na nagtrabaho. So paspas mo ng resulta. I'm hoping na na mag-okay yan.
Okay.
Ang imong pinalanggang amahan nga si dating Speaker Prospero Boy Nograles, kining nakita siya sa VIP Gallery dito sa Kamara nitong adlaw sa unang sona ni Presidente Rodi Duterte. Nya, siyempre, kining nagpangta na pod nga kini ba siya para sa inyo o sa imong igsoon kasi Congressman Karlo Nograles o napabay laing hinungdan nga nung tuwa dito si dating Speaker Prospero Boy Nograles?
Yeah, as a former Speaker of the House, automatic gina-invite ang mga former Speaker. And so, si Boy Nograles will not miss the opportunity to be there when the first Mindanaoan President will deliver his State of the Nation address. So, as a leader of Mindanao also, Boy Nograles wants to show his support for the presidency of Rodi Duterte. So, he was there sa VIP Gallery, Boy Nograles, si Joe De Venecia, si FVR, nandun din si Erap, si Gloria. Ang wala doon, si Pinoy. Nag-absent si Pinoy doon. Si Lenny nandun din. And then, nandun gani ang Chinese ambassador. The Apostolic Nuncio was also there. He is the representative of the Pope. And then other ambassadors were also present, and heads of the diplomatic corps were also present dito sa VIP Gallery. I also noticed that I saw the Executive Secretary, Bingbong Medialdea, he was also there. The Finance Secretary, Carlos Dominguez, Hani Dominguez, was also present in the VIP Gallery. It was a very well-attended SONA. Historic Proud ba yata na naay Mindanaoan?
Kining Congressman Coco Nograles, makita sa imong litrato nga gikuha dito sa Session Hall nga nagalingkod ka tapad kay sa imong igsoon nga si Congressman Karlo Nograles, samtang imong kauban nga representante sa PBA Party List nga si Congressman Mark Sambar, tuwa po sa pikas nga kilid mo na ba ang inyong permanenteng sitting arrangement sa 17th Congress?
Dili to ang among permanent sitting arrangement. Temporary lang na. Kanang selfie, nag-selfie man ko kay excited man pud ko, so nag-selfie ko, and then si Karlo na pud si Mark Sambar, and we were seated up front in the opening of the 17th Congress. So wala pa na sa SONA. That is earlier. That was taken 10 a.m. and we were seated up front, center dito sa election ng atong speaker. And ang among mga seating arrangement is not yet final. In fact, as of Wednesday, wala pa, free seating pa ang mga congressman. In the previous Congress, you are seated by region and whether you're a member of the majority or the minority. Karon, I think the leadership wants to do the seating arrangement na by party, by political party, and by affiliation as a member of the majority or member of the minority. That will make the debates in Congress and on the floor more efficient pag ang kasama mo, yung mga kakampi mo, especially in certain issues. So you have majorities in one side and then the minority on the other side. Ang party list, traditionally, maglingkod na sila sa likod. Ito sila sa likod. So,
Apo po sila dito.
ambot na lang kung unsa ang among sitting arrangement sa party list. So si Karlo, he is part of the majority. Separate yung seating niya. And he's also a district congressman. Kami ni Mark Sambar, party list, member of the majority also, will be seated apart.
Okay. Congressman Coco, unsa ka tinuod ni nga ang imong opisina diha sa House? Mao po daw ang opisina sa imong amahan kaniadtong usa sa iyang mga termino sa 5 ka termino niya diha sa Kongreso.
Yes. Ang opisina nako is the room 410 sa Ramon Mitra Building. Ang original occupant ana si Congressman Ace Barbers. When he was the chairman on the Committee on Accounts. Ang sunod na occupant si Prospero Nograles in the 14th Congress when he was vice chairman on the Commission on Appointments, and that was his room when he became Speaker of the House, when he was elected Speaker of the House. So after that, from 2010 to 2016, ang nag-occupy niyan Congressman of Iligan, si Congressman Varf Belmonte. And then, so Mindanaon po, so far it's a Mindanaon room. Tapos ang current occupant, ako na, dun sa 410. Pero yung ceiling, nagatulo pag nag-ulan. So, kung mag-ulan sa Congress, mabasa ako. Sige lang kung repair ba, epoxy, pero mama.
Anyway, simple daw kayo ang nahimong suna kumpara sa mga nangagi, no? Ang imong reaksyon na pag siguro balik na to, no?
Okay.
Pumunta sa atong break, no? Ay lang mo gawa kay mo balik na ito.
Kalamboan Dala Tanan.
Congratulations kay Congressman Karlo Nograles, kay Congressman Coco Nograles. Dako kami og pasalamat nga duha na gid ang congressman. Ako nagpasalamat kang Karlo nga nakaabot gyapon sa ikatulong termino.
Congressman Coco Nograles, nagapasalamat mi na ang pagsuporta gyud namo na hingdaog gyud ka. So congratulations sa imong pagdaog, no?
Congratulations sa duha ka congressman. Ang una si Congressman Karlo Nograles ug ang iyahang manghod na si Congressman Coco Nograles.
Kalamboan Dala Tanan.
Balik ta sa atong programa ang Kalamboan Dala Tanan. Makikigsuunan atong ginahisgutan karon, no? Ang pinakaunang State of the Nation's address sa atong President Rudy Duterte. Congressman Coco, ingon nila balikon ako, no? Nga simple daw kaayo ang nahitabong sona, no? Sa presidente kumpara nga to sa mga nangagi. Ang imong reaksyon, Congressman?
Simple lang kaayo kay wala na naka-gown. In fact, I think only 2 people wore gowns. Di ko na pangalan pero mga senador na 'yon. But the rest, all the guests came in their business attire. And there was a red carpet. May red carpet dito sa South Wing, may red carpet dito sa North Wing. Taas kayo na red carpet. Wala talaga naglakad sa red carpet. Dagang kayo mga camera na kahilera dito ba, ready na kung kinsa mag-fashion show diya. Wala jud naglakad ng red carpet. Lahat ng mga tao sa side. Hindi sana nag-book down the red carpet. And I think that is a sign na change has come. Change has come. So nawala na yung naulaw na sila, which is good actually. Because I think for the longest time, that red carpet was a source of controversy. Now, that red carpet, with nobody walking on that red carpet, edi you can do away with it in the future zona na. Wala na may gusto eh. And I think that is very good change. It's very positive change. Ang focus is just the message of the President. Ang focus is that it is a joint session of Congress. And what is the legislative agenda? And yun na. It's not about the flaunting of wealth, not about the flaunting of power. It is about doing your job and sticking back to the basics, which is a very Duterte style of governance. Ayaw na pang hambog-hambog diha. Diretso na lang ta sa trabaho. Diretso na ta sa atong mga results. So, there were, and the fact na nawala yan, nawala yung mga frivolous items na yun. It means business.
Congressman Coco Nograles, ato ta sa pagtalakay sa unang suna ni Presidente Rodi Duterte. Sa inyong opisyal na pahayag, gingon ninyong ang talumpati ni Presidente Duterte ay light but filled with substance. Pwede bang palawakin niyo ito at para sa ating mga nandang, Congressman?
Well, light siya. I called it light kasi there are many times na na-disarm mga congressman na nagkatawa sila, na nag-deliver ng prepared speech si Rodi. But at the same time, nag-adlib siya. Yung pag-adlib niya, marami siyang gisabi na straight from the heart. That's where the substance comes from. Kung ano ba talaga yung nasa puso niya. We have to remember that he was elected president by direct vote by the Republic of the Philippines, by the citizens of the Republic of the Philippines. Which means, gi-approve ng citizens of the Republic of the Philippines ng pagkatao ni Rodi Duterte. Kung ano yung siya. He is the president. He is our president. And not the speechwriter. So when he speaks na mag-adlib siya, ayan, this is what I want. This is what I want. And diretso, anong gusto niya? Pagbalik niya dun sa teleprompter, dun sa prepared speech, pas-pas na yung sarili. Ganun na yan. No? And so, that was something new sa mga members of Congress, that is something new for our nation. In fact, na-realize kanina ako na kung hindi ka taga-Davao, hindi mo pala maintindihan masyado yung ginasabi ni Duterte, no? So parang,
Mixed eh.
Sige, mangutana akong mga katapad dito. Kuko, unsa man to yung giing. And I had to explain it to them. And I realized na they did not understand some of the words na sinabi ni President Duterte. And I had to explain na dito galing yan. Ganyan. So, sometimes may magkatawa, parang, katawa pala ito si Mayor. Pero, that was just a balancing also of the heaviness and the substance na gi-deliver ni Mayor. Imagine mo, death penalty. As expected, di ba? Gisgot man nato na last week, di ba? Death penalty was there. Charter change. He was very specific for the first time. In the opening session dito sa Congress, Speaker Alvarez in his speech talked about charter change, talked about the federalism, a shift to federalism. But later on, pag-abot na sa State of the Nation address, si Rodi mismo nagsabi, what kind of government are we considering? The French government, the French model, but modified to fit our Philippine style, our Philippine culture. So na tayo clear guidance what the President wants. So,
At least pag charter change, kay bawa ng mga kongresista
yes,
sa buhatan.
yes, muna. In fact, nag-start na ng research ang mga tao, mga congressmen also, kung unsa man ang French system. So, Tuesday, day after the SONA, nag-start na ako mag-research kung unsa man na. Nag-small group na gathering na kami, mga congressmen, talking about it, advantages, disadvantages. And it's a very complicated system. Siguro next week, kung imbitahin nyo na naman ako dito.
I-detalya na nato.
Ay, detalya na nato. Let's see, research nato kung unsa tong French system.
French system.
Kung unsa kaya angay sa ato dito sa ilang style. Because as far as I recall, the French system has a strong president who is the head of state and also a strong prime minister who is head of government. Unsa to? Na head of state, na head of government. Kay karon atay presidente who is both head of state and government.
Ang sample lang difference sa state ug sa government.
O lagi, so taas-taas pa yung istorya. Sona pa na, sona.
Kining Congressman Coco Nograles, kining gidescribe po din mo ang speech ni Pangulong Duterte nga makamasa paingon sa stricto nga pagpatuman sa mga balaod, Congressman.
Yes, you have to understand that all previous State of the Nation addresses are very much focused sa top governance. So directives on policy, and then these policies are supposed to be directed na for the benefit of all the way down sa strata. Karon, nakita na ta bagong State of the Nation address na ang policy is based dito sa baba and everything else will follow. That's a very subtle difference. Pero ang epekto, dako kaayo. He's talking about practical implementation dyan sa baba. And then mag-follow na lang ang general policy. Before, general policy, tapos